people imagine them like the tooth fairy. You know, it's not all about that. There's a lot of elemental beings and nature spirits to think about.
I'm not sure that I believe that there's fairies running around the garden that you can see, but some people do believe that they can see them. But I do believe that I can sense them, that I can sense that they're there, and I believe we've got lots of different fairies looking after nature in lots of different ways. I believe in fairies because I truly believe that they believe in me. I like working with children, using fairies just to create that extra magic. As for magic, I think magic has to be created by yourself, in your heart and in your mind. Children's entertaining came about once I started doing Christmas fairy school. I decided that I was going to have a go at a party. I was already trained in Relax Kids and doing a few Relax Kids parties, and thought, I think I'll do a fairy party. And we had great fun. Didn't take me long to realise what activities worked and what activities didn't. And the party business has just grown and grown and grown. I often get asked many times with being called Magical Mel, do I do magic? And I say, no, I'm just magical. It's very much about playing fairy games, looking at fairy crafts, thinking about nature outside, linking that to the crafts that we do. I wasn't really aware of the fairy community until I kind of got into Facebook. Started looking at, once I started doing my own events with children, which was Christmas Fairy School, of course you Google to see if there's anything like that out there, similar within your own area, and I could see that there was nothing within my own area. And that was when I discovered Karen Kate and her events and her fairy magazine, which truly inspired me. Cumbrian Fairy Day came about because I'd been down to the Three Wishes Fairy Festival in Cornwall, and the moment that I arrived I thought, why haven't we got this here in Cumbria? So 3 years ago we decided to go with it at Highhead Sculpture Valley. I expected about 100 people through children having been coming to fairy school and having parties, and on the day we ended it with 600. It's lots of different magical costumes walking around the valley on a sunny day. Certainly creates for a magical day out.
I'm a member of the Dark Fair Collective, which put on festivals throughout the UK. I'm also a fire dancer and a belly dancer. I'm a children's entertainer. I'm a children's author, which I've just completed my first children's book, Freya Saves the Badges, which is an eco-political book for children. I'm also an eco-fairy as well, which when I go to events I like to pick up litter and make sure things are restored back to how they were before. I'm also like to do conservation, helping awareness and that kind of thing. I didn't believe in fairies to begin with. I thought it was a load of fluffy nonsense. I was driving back from my day, what used to be my day job. I had a very serious, mundane job, and I was driving home, and I wasn't even thinking of anything spiritual or anything to do with the fae, and there was a complete being of flame that was just striding just along the bridge. And I looked at it and I thought, what is that? You know, and I looked again, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I pulled over the car and I had to sort of evaluate what I'd seen, because it was something that you would not see. And when I got home later and got on the computer, I asked other individuals what they thought it might be, and they came back to me and said it was an elemental being, which is part of the fae world. It's a fairy. The fae community are a collective of different individuals from different walks of life. Some from very serious jobs, some from, council estates and your ordinary Joe. But we like to bring light and fun and laughter to the outside community. Some people believe in fairies, some people don't. Some people just like to dress up and attend, these wonderful events throughout the UK that are full of magic and sparkle and love and light.
I'm a psychologist. I lean towards Jungian thinking. So I believe that, for the most part, mythological, supernatural creatures are metaphors for parts of the human psyche. What that means is that, for a lot of people here, when they put on the fairy costume, they act in a fairy way. What they're actually doing is express their inner child. They bring out a childlike facet of their own personality.
If we didn't believe, we wouldn't
exist.
Do you believe? That's the question.
You do know if you say that you don't, one of us dies.
Obviously, I know that with the pagan community, people actually have religious beliefs in the pagan religions of different flavours, and for whom this is related to their practice. People that actually believe in fairies or believe in magic. And then there's also overlap with the other alternative communities, like the goth scene, for example, or the fetish scene.
Fairies, two little girls, I think the older one was called Elsie Wright and the younger one was called Frances Griffiths, and they took pictures in 1917 of the fae that were here in the community of Cottingley. It was for one of the mums to sort of reiterate what they were seeing in the woods. I mean, the Beck is only round the corner, and Black Hills Scout Camp is just here where it was reported to be seen. If you feel the essence of the place and you look around the place, you can feel the fae. It's a very magical place, and the little girls wanted others to see what they were seeing. So they constructed these photographs of what they were seeing so others could see them, and a great storm hit upon Cottingley, where loads and loads of people descended upon the woods, and there was masses of reports of the fae, because people believed, and in the belief you're more likely to see the fairies, you're more likely to see the fae, you're more likely to see the gnomes and all the other beings that go with it, the dryads and, you know, the nature spirits that are within the place. So the girls did a good job at that, but they did say that all of the photographs were faked, apart from the one where they were sent back by the Beck with some different cameras given to them by the reporters, where they took the pictures of the fairies in the grass, and there was no way they could have staged them photographs because they didn't have anything with them to stage the photographs. It was just, here girls, here's the cameras, off you go, and somebody waited just beyond the bed and they took the photograph. So that is the only one. And up until the death of Frances Griffith, she even said, we did see fairies in the dell, and the last photograph was true.